Hello, everyone, and welcome to the stream. I am Bjorn Ross, CCPP, and you're tuning into the Skinner tool, which we're going to be showcasing now. This is the third in focus stream for Equinox expansion. And today with me, I have CCP Nikon. Welcome.
Hello.
How are you doing today, good sir?
I'm all right, man. I'm excited to show this off.
I am too. We have two other guests actually with us on the call. They're not going to be on camera, but we're going to be playing around with the tool. We're going to be showcasing what Skinner has to offer, both for the kind of basic setup that everyone gets at the start. We're going to talk about how it's all going to work. So let's dive straight into it. Let me see. If you get up my overview, so we can see here, we can look through, first of all, the tool itself. Um, you're going to find this in your Neocom. You're going to find it up here. I believe it's in Utilities. You can slap that onto your Neocom bar here. And the first thing we want to talk about is just the different paints, the different patterns. How can you acquire paints and patterns?
Right. So everyone's going to start out with a cool selection of colors. Everyone gets that. You don't have to worry about those. But if you do want more, you're going to be able to buy more in the Paragon Hub, or you're going to be able to find them in DLIs, daily goals, and loot drops throughout the universe.
So people are going to be able to acquire these both through Plex and through in-game means. In maybe some of them will be more rare than others. Is that the case?
Yeah, definitely. That's 100% the case.
So that's going to be for both colors and for patterns.
You got it.
Um, what we want to do actually, we have a couple of ships here. With us on the call are also CCP Lumi and CCP Arcade. Say hello, guys.
Hey.
Hi.
Perfect. Well, we're all going to have the same kind of hulls, and we're going to try and make our own just unique color scheme on them. We're going to play around with the tool because that's really what you guys want to see. Uh, we're all going to probably come up with something completely different. We have several hulls to go through. We're going to start off with the Hurricane today. Um, Are you guys ready for this? Just to go and make something and just have a little painting session on our ships.
Yeah, for sure.
Perfect. I believe CCP Lumi and CCP Nikon, you guys only have the basic colors, whereas Arcade and I, we decided to go for two and two. So we have all of the nano coatings and all of the patterns. One thing to note as well is that I believe that metallic colors in general and metallic surfaces in general have had a touch up. Is that correct? And that they kind of pop more?
Yeah, so the art team did a pass on them, and yeah, they definitely do look a lot better than they did before.
Neat. Let's hop into it. Without further ado, let's start painting. What kind of colors are you gonna go for, Mr. Nikon?
Well, I cheated a little bit, and I did buy a few
Okay.
extra ones. But I don't know. I like the brighter colors myself. Like I got a really nice orange or like a turquoise. Um, they
Nice.
all have cool names like the oranges, Exoplanet Sunrise.
I just realized that my push to talk button keeps putting me backwards. I'm gonna change my push to talk for just a second because I keep going back and forth in the thing. We'll keep things on Nikon's perspective. Can you talk us a little bit about the different you on the left side there, you have four different bars. What are
Yeah.
those?
Yeah, so on the left-hand side here, you have the four different slots where you can put colors in. Uh, the nano coatings, you can choose either regular colors or the metallics. Um, there's a primary slot, a secondary slot, a detailing slot, and then the text slot. Each of those you can put in a different color. And then on the right-hand side is where you have your pattern slot, where you can select your pattern. And then once you select your pattern, you're also going to be able to apply nano coating to that as well.
So some ships, they have like these predetermined kind of areas, right? That'll correspond to each one of these places, and it's kind of different. The more I've played with this, I've realized that like Kaldari ships will often have like a one monochrome scheme, and the other color you change sometimes doesn't change all that much on the ship, maybe like a line or two here. But some ships drastically change. I think I'm getting like feedback through your headset. Never mind. The Some of them like drastically change the pattern, especially like navy ships that have the pre-existing camo on there already, right?
Yeah, it was difficult to find like I guess, patterns and layouts that worked for all ships. So the art team actually had to go through and pretty much go faction by faction and set these like areas up for
Yeah.
each type of hull. So it was quite hands on for them, and I definitely feel sorry for them.
I don't because we ended up with a really cool tool. What I try to do when I was playing around with this is usually I'll try and figure out which um if you hop over to my POV, which parts actually correspond to which places. So in this, the first part here, the primary slot is like a huge part of the ship itself. If we make that purple real quick, we'll see that this actually overlays it a little bit, so it has like this texture on it. Let me see. So we know that that one kind of also covers the majority of the ship. This third slot here, if we make that yellow, that seems to be like the in-between bits, okay. And the last one here, we do that in metallic, that seems to be like the innards behind and everything. Okay, so I kind of orientated myself first to figure out which parts am I going to actually be coloring, which ones am I going to be playing around with. And let's change this monstrosity into something different. What colors are you guys rocking? Arcade and Lumi.
I am working with a blue base right now and I'm deciding on the color of my pattern.
Nice.
I'm pretty much going to go with a pretty bold red with a nice subtle
Okay.
yellow racing stripe.
Blue and red. And like when you said you're going for an orange.
Actually, I changed my mind. I'm going for a yellowish, making like an old banana.
And hold the banana. Okay. I like it. I'm gonna go for a very flashy, the opposite of what a Minotaur ship usually is. Usually, Minotaur ships are quite rustic, like rusty colored. I'm gonna go for a very flashy one, very metallic-y, but like it just came out of the shop. Let me see. Are you guys using any patterns?
Yeah, I'm using one just to add some age spots on this banana.
I only have two, but I am using the fade.
Same, the fade is pretty great.
I'm gonna go in voice activity for a second. I want to play around with the patterns a little bit. I need the button I just set up for that. If we go over to my POV for a second, I want to show off the patterns and how you can manipulate and change them on the ship itself. Let's say I just want to do this one line here. I can have this set to uh, following my camera. So wherever I'm looking, it's going to be going in those directions. I can make this line bigger or smaller. I can move this around. I can lock it in position and then watch the ship from different angles. I can offset it and rotate it from these bars here if I want to play around it that way. I can tell it that I want the pattern to be from the top, from the side, from the right. So for a ship like this, I don't want to put a pattern on the very front of it. So if I put the front, it's kind of gonna get smooshed over all of it. I think a pattern would probably look best on top of this. So if I put it from the top, and probably would have showcased that better if I put on like something like this. If this were from the front, it would try to have the pattern, if you think about it, kind of smush on the front. It would get stretched out instead of being uniform squares everywhere. I like this one a lot too. This the corruption ones, the ones that kind of fade out as well. Let me see. I said I was gonna do a very flashy one. What if it's half silver and half gold, and we go for a flashier color with this too, with a bit of texture on it as well. Yeah, can you talk us through the ship colors and the patterns and how the pricing system's going to work as well? If you have a color, will it be permanent or will you have limited uses of it?
Right. So the colors come in essentially two flavors: limited use and unlimited use. The limited use ones, which are the ones that you're going to be able to buy from the new Paragon Hub right at launch, uh, those each have three uses to them, so that you can use those for making three new skins. Um, and then the unlimited ones, you can essentially use those as much as you want, but those do require a secondary resource to generate the skin with.
I ended up kind of ditching my plan here, and I'm going for a kind of a camo version of. Almost looks like a Hurricane Fleet now. Yeah, can you talk to us about the currencies as well? If it's Plex only, if it's Evermark related.
Yeah, sure. Right now, it is strictly Plex used to make the skins. Later on, we do plan on working in more corp related features into it, and once we do that, we might look into adding more Evermark features into it.
Okay. I think I'm about done with my first skin. Are you guys close to done or finished already?
I
Yeah,
am
I'm good.
looking at sequencing right now. Gonna start the job soon.
Nice. Maybe we should go talk through the sequencing of a skin as well then, since that's something that you have to you kind of put it in the oven once you've designed the skin. Can you talk to us about the sequencing gameplay itself, or the sequencing? What do you
Yeah.
call it?
So once you have a skin that you're done and happy with, you start the sequencing process for it, and that will bring you to a new screen where it kind of gives you a rundown of your skin. It'll tell you if you need any of the secondary resources, or as we call them, sequencing binders, um, or if you're just good to go, like if you're using the limited use components, you can just start it right there. Um, Once you're actually on the screen as well, you can choose how many of those skins you want to make. Um, no, the skins that you make, they are permanent. You don't have to worry about limited uses on those. Um, but if you do print more, you can sell the extras in the Paragon Hub to other players.
One thing that came up, because it takes a certain time to sequence, there is no difference in the time if you sequence one or 100 skins. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's correct. So if you have the skills to sequence more than one skin at a time, at the same time, the time doesn't change. You just get charged per skin that you're creating.
We're
All right, I'm
also
gonna.
having a question in chat about where to find or get the sequencers.
That's the definitely the next question. If I minimize this for a second, look at the sequence items you need. They are alignment sequencer, fermionic sequencer, and the Kerr sequencer. Is it correct to say that these are going to come through gameplay and other means as well?
Yeah, so you can get those the exact same way that you can get the design elements themselves. We're going to be giving them away in DLI right at the start of the expansion for everyone to get started with. But after that, you're going to be able to find them in gameplay through loot drops and daily challenges.
Will it be so that if you kill maybe a certain type of rat that it could drop this, or what sort of gameplay? When you say gameplay, it could be a wide variety. Is that through scanning, hacking, or will players just have to find out when it comes?
So yeah, it will be through all like combat anomalies, hacking sites, abyssals, stuff like that.
The players can expect quite a bit of these to be dropping, right?
Yes, yeah, for sure.
Perfect. I'm gonna sequence my skin as well, and then I'd like to meet you guys all on the undock. If I click the sequencing here, I'm not sure if I went back or not. I think I may have. Let me quickly just throw this back together because I don't think I saved it. But I do know what I had. I had a cool top-down pattern. Oh, I might actually change it. Put this here. End up with something completely different. Get the silver one right here. Get the black one there. And then a bit of yellow in between. 3-8. So when you are sequencing a skin, it goes into the oven, so to speak. And can you talk to us a little bit about that? What determines how much time is left when you're sequencing a skin?
Yeah, so the time that it takes to sequence the skin is based solely on the tier of skin that you're making. Um, and then the tier of the skin is based on the components that you use to make your skin.
So the more
So
complex the skin that you're making, the longer it would take, and the more it would cost. Correct?
yeah, correct.
Now you can fast track this as well by speeding it up, which we're going to quickly do and slap this onto the ship that we're in. I
Yeah,
go over to my
once you're done sequencing your skin, it will appear in your collection
yes,
in the new skinner tool, and then from there you can activate it and apply it, or you can sell it.
activate and apply, and I'll see you guys on the undock. Kind of realizing that my push to talk is a different button and interacted with the thing wasn't all too helpful. Maybe I should swap it to a different button here.
That is probably smart.
Alright, I'm gonna go and let's all stop our ships. I'm gonna decouple my camera and maybe fly around and see what you guys have made. We actually find ourselves in the really cool system of a Gererique with this insanely cool nebula. I minimize this. It's got a Galente nebula, it's got a Namar nebula, and it's got this crazy looking effect in the background there. Thought this would be a neat place to showcase off some art. See if this works. Zoom on in, I believe. This one is the one that I made. The one that looked less Minmatari. It's all shiny. Shiny yellow with some cam on it. We see a blue and a purple faded one at the back there. That one's really cool looking. Who made the blue purple one?
That would be me.
Nice. And then we have a green yellow one with kind of an effect. Let me actually slow down this camera here. I don't need to be chasing all quickly. Camera. We have the speed on the camera again. 3D connection. There we go. That's much better. A lot smoother. Who made the yellow and green one? It's got kind of another pattern on there too. I like it.
Yeah, that's my banana camo.
Oh, okay. The banana skin, the old banana. And that leaves CCP Arcade looking like he pulled a handbrake turn through some paint.
I was going to go with something very subtle, but then like I pressed another button and suddenly I got a whole new pattern. So I was like, yeah, let's stick with this.
Nice, all very distinctively different, and yeah, very, very uniquely different. Chat, what do you think of this? How do you like it? Splatter looking fantastic, you're saying? Polaris is system name. No, we're not in Polaris. We're in a system called Gererico. Let me actually show you it. You can go here in Eve. We're on a test server right now, but you can go to Gereric, and we're actually looking over the Trace Cosmos is what this stuff is called. All right, let's dock it up. Let's do another one.
Docking permission requested. Docking request accepted.
Okay, I think Kami just said that there was a question about corpse skins. Could you talk to us though? For right now, this is going to be just an individual thing. You make your skins. You could sell them through the hub or to your friends that way. You could get, I suppose, many of them printed for a fleet, but these are on the individual level. Is that correct?
Yeah. For this first iteration, we focused on the individual. We do want to add features for corporations in the future. Like one idea that I would like is like a corp template that the brand manager could set, and then anyone in that corporation would just have a template that they could apply to any hull.
Nice. So you would have like a theme, basically.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, let's try a cruiser next. Let's actually check the Exec Navy because it has a predetermined kind of camo pattern on it. And it'd be cool to show the interaction when it comes to these kind of ships that have this camouflage pattern on it already. I think I'm gonna do like a baby blue pink one between the two colors. Let's get to painting. CCP Lumi, what kind of color scheme are you thinking for this one? You have the basic layout.
Well,
So
I think I'm gonna go bright green today.
bright green.
Oh, this pattern, that pre-existing pattern, is really interesting. That's thrown me for a loop here.
Which one is that? Get the POV from Lumi. Which color is it? Like a super green one?
So my first one that I put on was the super green one, but I was expecting it to be more all over the ship and not just in the back and in the front. So we'll see what I end up with.
Nice. If you go back to my POV,
Oh,
which
that's
is on
very
the
green.
showcase here, the difference when it's not just a couple of plates next to each other, but the color kind of lives in the same space, but not on top of each other. We make this one a baby blue, and then the second one will make a very contrasting pink. Maybe yellow even look kind of cool together. Or a darker blue. We're kind of just changing the whole color scheme of the camo itself, but we're not affecting most of the rest of the ship here. Kind of like the blue on blue here. Let's see what this changes. This changes the whole ship itself. So what goes well with the blue? Maybe an even darker blue, or like a metallic purple. No, even though it has this pop. Well, I like that. The whole ship is kind of dark. Very contrasted though. What if we find something that's in the same type of vibe as the ship? Or maybe just the rest of the ship is pink and it's just got the blue camo on it. That's pretty neat. Bold indeed. It's a very crazy cherry pink. You know what? We're sticking with it.
You know what? I think I'm gonna need a new color. I think we're
You
gonna
think
have a
you're
look
gonna
at the
buy
hub.
yourself an extra color? Do it. Get yourself an extra color. See if we want to have this part.
Alright, it's gonna be a basic nano coating. I'm just gonna see which one it should be.
Honing down the extremely the angry pink that it had. It was
Oh yeah,
yellow.
very purple. Let's go.
Oh, you know what? I'm going back. I'm going back to the glossy pink. Let's overlay this whole skin with a fade. If we go here and we put this fade, which is now put onto one side of the ship, and I believe that the fade is something that you actually start off with. The stripe and the fade, I believe, are the one of the two starting ones. Is that correct?
Yeah, the stripe and the regular fade are the two starting patterns that everyone will get.
Nice. Let me show what you can do with this. If we put this on top of the ship, and we figure out which side it's mostly strong on the left side there. If I rotate this, so we're gonna have it fading from the back maybe. Put it on roughly there. We let it fade a little bit more from the back, less from the front. And then if we give this an extra color as well, instead of the yellow, which obviously doesn't fit, what if it has a red to pink fade? We could move this around as well. How much red do we want? Oh, I might be rotating actually. No. There we go. This also works with metallics. This could be dipped in gold on the back or silver, and these can obviously be moved around. Silver kind of works with it too. It became Terminator. That doesn't work. Hold on. What if it has this purpley extra glimmer? Yeah, there we're talking. Alright, I think I got a winner here. I'm gonna undock and meet you on the undock in a second. Chat, what do you think of this one? Crazy taxi, space taxi. Is someone making something yellow? Who's making a yellow taxi?
I am actually making a yellow one.
Same yellow taxi.
I went with a bloody lime color.
We go back to my POE for a second. I wanted to show that once you've made a skin as well, in the skinner tool, it shows up in your skin list here as well. And I'm going to undock and activate it to my ship. You can do that in space as well. You can use the tool while you're in space. You don't have to be docked up for it. But if you are gate camping, for example, maybe you should pay attention to that. Or just keep your nose in the skinner tool and look up as soon as your friends start yelling at you to stop painting ships. I'm gonna activate it here in space, and it'll work just like with other skins.
Oh man.
Oh, it actually fits the nebula. Neat. I believe that it says so in the Skinner, in the Paragon hub. Is that correct? I think that when I was playing with this, it would always say "made by," so you can tell who made the skin, right? Through the Paragon hub itself.
Yeah, that's correct. When you do go to buy a skin, it does tell you who made the skin as well, which is super nice. So you get that cool space clout for being a cool skin designer.
I like how we all went for very, very different palettes, and still the camo is the thing that kind of pops out. There's another yellow one. Are you a yellow enjoyer? Are all your skins gonna be yellow?
Definitely not. I think this is my showing I am definitely not an artist.
Let me see the other one up here. Oh, that one I like. Oh, that is like a taxi. I see what chat meant. Okay, so you used the yeah. Oh, that's neat.
I could
Like
legit have spent another 30 minutes just trying to get the center
That's
alignment
so
just
good.
right.
Yeah. Obviously, we're making these as quick as we can. I can tell that you put the thing on top, so it seems to like kind of stretch over the front part of it. So you have to figure out which, and making the skin is gonna be like an art form, right? Like some people are gonna make dope taxis, and others are gonna. I don't know what that was, Louis. Nice. All right, let's do a battleship next. I have actually a really cool design in mind for a nightmare I was playing around with. Are you guys ready for a battleship skinning?
I was hoping we were gonna do the succubus, but I can live with the nightmare too.
We'll do nightmare, and then we'll do a frigate after that.
Docking permission requested. Docking request accepted.
They're yelling, "Freighter, please!" We might do a freighter later. I got something to show off. We'll see. So, let's hop into a nightmare. Playing around with a nightmare the other day, and I know it looks insanely cool with one of the patterns. If we hop into the design again, because it's a vertical ship, it actually goes really well with his pillars skin, which has like a, let me see. I want to have it from the other side. Let me rotate-o like this, please. Try and have it like this. I'm kind of cheating. I've already played around with the skin, and I know what I'm making here. Let's move it a little bit.
Yeah, even just playing with the tool is a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Like when we were doing playtests on the team, like we'd be scheduled for half-hour long meetings, but they would run like 2 or 3 hours at times.
I've been going home and hopping on the test server and just playing around some more, I'm gonna be honest. I figured that white, gold, and black goes insanely well together. So I'm gonna have the front white here, and I'm gonna put the back part here as I think I wanted this to be a darker color. Maybe I won't actually be able to make the skin again. Oh no. Let me see. Dark Abyss. No, I wanted this part to be dark. I mean, black and white already looks super cool together, but it needs that pop. See if I can get the gold in there as well somewhere. There we go. That's, I think, what I managed to make before. It even has like a golden thumbs up on the top there. I mean, damn, right? Chat? Hello? Jesus Christ W, yeah. So you're gonna figure out some like colors that work really well together, and I mean, I could move the pattern around. Let's move that a little bit left and right. I mean, even just the black and gold on its own, but once you get that like extra line because of the verticalness of the ship, think of like the Naglfar and other vertical ships, Myrmidon, those type of things. They're gonna have their own type of vibe to them, you know. Pink accents, someone's asking for. I don't think pink's gonna fit on this. I think more shininess in here. Let me see.
I've added my mic into the stream just so that when because I've been asking questions on behalf of Twitch chat to these guys, but my voice hasn't been coming through, so there's just been bouts of silence while I asked them. So just for Twitch chat, so they know what's going on. There was a question here from Pixel Warrior. They want to know if they'll be able to create skins without having all the items that they'll need and save them for later for when they do get them.
At the moment, at launch, you need to have the items to create the skin for them. You can create skins for any ship though, so you don't need to have the ship or the hull. But you do need the actual items in your inventory to create the skins.
X-Golf says, will the Martian pacifier be able to be skinned? I believe the answer to that is yes. And the only ships that won't be...
I think uniques are no-go at the moment, so none of the AT ships, sadly, no T3s. That means T3 cruisers and T3 destroyers. And from what I've seen at the moment, I believe you can't do the monitor and a couple others, but I'm assuming those are just being worked on. But
yeah, the Concorde ships aren't available at the moment. There was some things we needed to tweak for where the different color layouts are and all that stuff. So those will come eventually though. We do want it so you can almost skin every ship in the game other than the uniques.
All right, my ship is basically ready, and I know it looks amazing. Let me see. Oh, actually, I have the old save here. If it's better, we're gonna use that one, chat, to see what I did different. That's the clean AF one, and then we have the gamer one. We'll just use the one I just made. Looks almost the same. I'm cheating. I already knew what I was gonna make. Click, click. I'll see you nerds on the undock. Hope you look as
I've been
fresh
waiting.
as Oh, okay.
So I'm undocking without having it activated. I'm gonna activate it in space to see how it looks.
Nice. I believe you are right here. Whoa, we got like a really crazy orange and green pumpkin-y looking one. That's
almost
awesome.
looks like a Bengali tiger pattern on the front or something.
Alright, I'm ready if you want to activate your ship, although you're kind of inside the other ship there.
Here I come.
You
I
might want to move.
am waiting. How about you guys move so I can activate my skin?
I'm moving.
Do it.
Alright guys, are you ready?
It's gonna be so
It's like
pink.
spaceship gender reveal.
I knew it! Look at it! With the pink spikes. Heck yeah.
Oh yeah, that's not pink. This is the new purple I just bought.
Ah.
Oh, it's pinky purple. True. Hell yeah. And they all have a thumbs up on them too. When you realize that the some ships will have kind of their own markings. When I was playing around with this, the Nightmare has an E on it as well, which I had never noticed before. E. Let me see. There are 3 of us. Is the fourth one already undocked? Oh, there it is.
I sort of messed up with my pattern though. It's only on one side.
Yeah, I panicked. I heard Twitch chat say pink, and then I completely changed the whole pattern just to add pink.
You went with the strawberry Feddo color.
Is that the name of
Ooh,
that shade?
Nice.
Yeah,
Strawberry
that one
Feddo?
is called
I
strawberry
don't know if you
coming
Feddo.
had me.
through.
I think you won.
Oh, you can do like fashion shows. This is great. Have them dock one at a time. Drift out of the station, turn around, go back and dock again. Have all the other people lined up in ships, sort of taking notes to make orders and stuff.
This used to be a spaceship game, and now everyone's just doing fashion shows. FCs will never get anything done anymore.
NSWR42 asks, will there be custom patterns? I believe the answer to that is no. We're just going to be supplying patterns. Because
Yeah,
if there's too much flexibility with those sorts of things, we know some capsuleers might have some very adventurous ideas. And that could get a bit out of control.
yeah, we don't want the TTP too low.
Yeah, that's right.
All right, let's dock on up, and let's do a small ship. Let's do a frigate now.
Succubus, here we come. I'm done already. I'm gonna undock immediately.
You've already made a succubus.
Docking request accepted.
So, like we said, we've been playing around with this all day, and I may or may not have already made one.
Someone asked, what will happen when 5,000 people undock their custom ships? So, load-wise, is this any different than the ship skins that currently are in the game when it comes to calculating?
Yeah,
Load?
I mean, you shouldn't see an issue at all. Like we've been doing some mass tests to make sure that the performance is good. And yeah, it should be a-okay. Hopefully,
Nice.
fingers crossed.
We have 3 frigates. Let's actually hop into one each. I'm gonna just do a stiletto. I know that Arcade was doing a really cool stiletto before when he was testing things out. I know that Loom, you're already in a succubus.
I am
Nikon,
already on the undock.
if you wanna do any other frigs, let's just do small ships this time around.
Method 1 wants to know, is the plan to add T3 stuff later?
Yes, yeah. We do want to make it so you can skin any ship in the game other than the one-offs and custom ships.
Mr. Arcade, which one are you doing? You going for?
I'm doing the Arrows Interceptor, so I
Okay,
mostly
okay.
fly. It's just going to be pure red, so it goes faster.
All right, which one should I do then?
Any of them. We're doing one of each, so whichever you pick, we'll just have 2 off, which is cool. Want to check
Alright,
out?
I'm gonna go with the succubus as well because I got a good skin idea.
Nice. Okay, this one here gets the whole wings. Oof.
So, Nikon, just to let you know, because I'm in the succubus as well, mine is called a spiky beetle, and I'm ready for it.
All right.
BGT asks, will we? I assume they're referring to the environment within the skinner itself, but BGT 1990 asks, will they be able to change the light color at some point? So within the tool.
Right. I think they're talking about maybe the lights on the ship.
Oh, excuse me. That's probably the more logical thing. I beg your pardon. Yeah, that's probably the question.
So we do have plans on expanding the feature. There are a bunch of cool things that we do want to do that we weren't able to do for this release. But I don't want to give too much away or say things that will get me in trouble. So I will just say we have plans in the future for cool things.
You said you're doing a red one. Does it just have a racing stripe?
I changed my mind. It's going to be gold now. Gold
Okay.
with the racing stripe.
In that case, I'm gonna yoink the racing stripe and make a red one and change this up and make the fastest one I can. Let me see. Maybe red and a different shade of red would look good here. I'm gonna change the outline, the blue one, but I do want the red racing stripe as well. What about a red and one red and a black actually makes a really cool extra color there. Let's change this blue to even more red. Let's see what this one here actually does. Oh, those are the actual other bits. Oh. Alright, I'm set. The
Can't make
entropic
me on the
alloys one just gave it like that finishing touch that I needed. I'll see you nerds on the undock.
Come and join me.
Fastest boy safe. And CCP Nikon and Arcade, are you guys close to done already?
Oh yeah, I'm outside.
Am I always the slowest one who can't decide?
I'm almost done.
Okay, perfect.
Just the final finishing touches.
I'm gonna undock my really fast frigate with no prop mod. But in spirit, it's really fast, trust me.
Alright, come meet me.
In a ship that fast, you better control space before you actually end up in the other side of the solar system. The red has just made it too unbeatable.
I'm gonna see what you guys are in as we fly towards the Therese Cosmos. Even on really small ships, it has lots of different places. Oh, you're also a red succubus?
And a ladybug.
You are a ladybug. That's so good. Alright, let me see. There should
Okay,
be
that is a cute ladybug.
succubus somewhere that we're going towards. I hope you're not still moving.
No, I'm sitting still, but I am
Okay. I was
far
like,
away
oh,
from the undock. I needed to find a good space so I can show off my skin.
of course. We all
Oh,
went for like
bugger, I
a
clicked
red and a
something.
black.
Did one of you guys bump me?
Absolutely did.
That explains why I turned around.
I believe the third one is just about to catch up here. Let's see. Did you match the? We said red, didn't we? It shows
We
up
did.
golden.
I'm hoping the chrome deflects lasers. You know, I don't know if I get any extra resistance.
I like it. It's like half and half. You just need to make sure they shoot you on the chrome side of the ship.
You got a two-face thing going on.
Yeah.
Just for Twitch chat's sake, if you notice any sort of jumping, it's not the clients doing that. It's my little feeds from the PCs that are skipping a little bit. It's nice and smooth on the individual clients.
Like you flew through. Oh, I can see the Trace Cosmos.
Oh,
Actually,
you can! Can you go back? The
yeah,
reflection of the skybox on the gold
I'm-
paint looked amazing.
I'll try it. Very precise little tiny movements here. Yeah, it actually does. It's right on there.
That is
Ship
so
is
cool.
purple. Neat. Imagine this on like a Titan, a golden Titan.
That is super cool.
Oh, I can see the moon. That's no moon.
So LF Nell asked, will ships cost the same to sequence, or will different hulls cost different amounts? I believe the cost increases from based on hull size, just like it does when you're buying skins in the New Eden store and things like that, right?
Yeah, so it's all based off of tiers. So the cooler the components you use, or the rarer the components you use, the higher the tier of a skin will be. and then the larger the hulls are, they tear up quicker.
So the final cost of the skin is a combination of those two elements. How big is the ship you're putting it on, and how much stuff are you sticking into it, like using all 3 layers plus a pattern and a metallic and all that kind of thing.
Yeah, and the rarity of those things that you're sticking in those slots.
Yeah, we'll be publishing like a breakdown of this with the patch notes when it comes out. But just for the people in Twitch chat who've been wondering, from the ones that we've put together here behind the scenes, if you make a nice battle cruiser skin for yourself, for example, the Plex cost is pretty much equivalent to what a nice battle cruiser skin costs you now in the Nest store anyway. So you're not going to be paying like 5 times as much to make a skin in Skinner for an equivalent hull, which you normally get from the NES that we release.
Let's dock on up and hop into something bigger.
A couple of questions in Twitch chat about the skills that will be associated with this.
Yeah, so there's a whole new skill category, ones that help reduce the time that it takes for skins to be sequenced, ones that allow you to sell more skins on the Paragon Hub, and ones that allow you to sequence more skins at a time, both batch and just mass manufacturing.
Right. So that's what I wanted to ask, because there is a difference between the manufacturing slots for these skins and just a player's regular manufacturing sort of
Yes.
slots,
Yeah.
right? So if you're fully trained, if you have 11 production lines that you can use in a Citadel or something like that building, and you build 5 skins, you still have those 11 manufacturing slots. It's not the same
Yeah,
pipeline.
they are
Yep.
completely separated.
Let's hop into a Naga next. I have a color scheme in mind. So we're talking about battle cruisers and skins. Let's keep an eye on the cost of making this ship. I'm gonna hop into the Skinner, into the studio. I'm gonna cheat. I'm gonna make a design that I know already works. I'm gonna go over to the 4 dots here. I want to make sure that they're not coming from top. Let me see. I would like these to be from the side, from the right, please. If I then increase this in size
I think we answered this question before, but someone just said, will the new Upwell haulers and freighters be skinnable from day one?
The plan is to hopefully have them there. They do have to be tested first, though. So like every hull in the game that is able to be skinned had to be tested. So it's a lot of work.
I'm going to change the color of these stripes. They are stripes. To the darkest abyss satin. Then I'm going to change this one to a yellow. Maybe that one works. And here for total cost of 2 different things on it, 30% of null-sync players are happy. I think quickly make a bee skin. Took a couple of things, one pattern, and you could probably put this onto all kinds of other things. This thing would work on a rogue. Some patterns work better on like this big pattern that I'm using now. The block one wouldn't work on like a tall ship all that well. I could rotate it around, I suppose, but I am done since I knew I was just gonna quickly make this. I'll see you guys on the undock.
You're banging this out fast. Somebody asked, do you have to be, where can you make these skins from anywhere? It's like, yes, you can use this tool from within regular NPC stations, from within Citadels. You can use it out in space. If maybe you're doing an Abyssal and you've got a few minutes left, you can just start doing some skinning to let the clock run down before you jump out, just so you seem even cooler. In terms of the number of colors, number of patterns and so forth that'll be available at launch, CCP, Nikon, do you know the answer to that?
Yeah, so at launch, there's going to be 31 different colors. Each of those has matte, satin, and gloss variants. I believe there's a total of 10 metallics and 13 patterns as well.
Cool.
So quite a bit, and then the plan is to keep adding more and more whenever we can.
Yeah, I don't know if you can answer this on this particular stream, but there was a couple of questions about that before in terms of do you know what the cadence will look like for the introduction of new patterns and new colors and those kinds of things?
Off the top of my head, not at the moment. I
Okay.
do know that our team has like a whole backlog of patterns that are almost all ready to go. It's just a matter of actually finding the time to make them and put them in.
Right on.
Someone asked, how can they find a skin that their buddy made? Would that be through the Paragon Hub itself? And would they just search their friend's name?
At the moment, there is no search. That's one of the things that we do want to get in eventually as well, is being able to search. Right now, if you go into the Paragon Hub in a certain hull, it will show you skins that are available for that hull. It's probably the easiest way to find it right now. We do want to definitely make it a lot easier to find specific skins and to be able to do things like that. But right now it's just kind of like, here's a set of skins for this hull that you're doing, or you can filter for specific hulls as well.
Again, for very different looking ships that just came out of the undock there. This green and dark green shiny one is super cool too.
That
Looks
was
like you put
me.
the pattern on. Yeah, it's one of the camo patterns.
So I cheated a bit and I got a new pattern because I was getting tired of the same ones. And this is what's gonna happen to me once it's out. I'm gonna buy them all. But yeah, so I went with the data fragmentation pattern.
And then we have who was actually undocked before, the blue one, who's outside already.
Yeah, that's me.
And then we have Arcade up here. You've gone and done like a kind of slanted line.
Look, you rushed us into creating.
I didn't rush anything.
Yes,
I
you
like
did.
it. I like it. I'm saying I like it.
I can't work under these conditions, okay?
Nice.
So, with regards to sharing the skins around, so you've produced a skin. Is the only way to put that in somebody else's hands to use the Paragon Hub, or can you sort of like poop it out as like a skin you could activate and hand it to a buddy?
Yeah, right now the only way you can do it is through the Paragon Hub.
Right. But you could tell your buddy, hey, I've just put that Naga skin you wanted on the Paragon Hub. Go have a look at it. They could find it and go, that's the one, and then
yeah.
But they would have to
at the
purchase it
moment.
from the hub, so they would. Right.
Yeah.
So next up, we're gonna do the Phantasm, and I already have a skin ready, and I'm not even gonna make anything.
I don't know, should I?
Just wait before you
Yes.
undock, okay?
Yeah, because I have possibly the cutest thing you could possibly make out of a Phantasm. Let's keep the camera on someone else, and I'll go to the undock and wait for them there. Does that sound good? Mr. Convict.
Oh yeah, sure. Go for. Oh, so you want me to point it at somewhere else?
Yes.
All right, it's a surprise for the stream as well. Let's go look at CCP Arcade. Well, that's his next question. So, LF Nell asked again: do you have to have the ship to make a skin, and be able to, or just be able to sit in it? So, my understanding is you don't have to own the ship, or even necessarily have the skills to fly it, but alpha pilots will not be able to make skins for Omega hulls.
That's correct.
Okay.
Yeah. So you can go in and you can search for any hull that you want. Like, I don't have Avatar, but I can still make a skin for an Avatar and then sell that on the store. You can sequence it if I want. Alpha players won't be able to, only Omega, because Avatar. But yeah, you don't need to own the ship to make a skin for it.
I'm seeing a yellow one being made. Whose camera are we currently on? CCP Arcade. What are you making?
I have no idea. I'm pressing buttons. It's looking great.
It is though. It's so simple. I feel like doing an infomercial. Wow.
And I want some gold spikes maybe, but I kind of like it like this.
Okay, I think this is not my ship to make. I have too little options.
It's just a big succubus.
Yeah, but that one was easier for some reason.
Titchkers asks, what
I
about the old...
wanted to make something happy, but this is hard.
Well, CCPB found a way, and you'll see in just a moment. Someone asked, what happened about old skins? Will there be no more CCP made skins? Oh, no, CCP will definitely still be making skins after this. There are some things you will notice that aren't in the tool at the moment, for example, like the fancy VFX, that holograms, that sort of stuff. We're kind of keeping that to ourselves because we still want to be able to produce cool skin.
You're not going to be slapping police lights, for
Yeah,
example,
that's
on the random ships, and
Yep.
there's still those things that we'll custom make all kinds of skins. This can coexist in that same ecosystem.
All right, I'm undocking now.
All right, I'm waiting with my creation because I want to do the camera and just get you guys to get close to me, and then you'll be blown away by my creation when I finally show it. My proudest phantasm. Can we get a randomized button? Someone asked.
Yeah,
Random-
randomized button would be cool for sure.
See all kinds of things. Oh, nice. Still has that camo-y thing to it.
Looks like a forbidden snack.
A forbidden snack.
I don't know what it is. The little bumpy parts look sort of caramelly.
I was going for like Operation Desert Storm.
Sorry, what I meant to say is it looks really badass.
Thank you, thank you.
It's very intimidating.
Or like a moldy Werther's. Is that what you were thinking with the snack?
I like it though. It's like it is very camo-y, desert camo-y, but with like a hint of green. Oh, whoa, that one's cool. Nice.
It's
You
got
put
like a mohawk.
Yeah, it does have a mohawk. Oh my god, he gives it like a pink mohawk. It's like it looks so angry. Holy schmoly. It's gonna look so angry next to mine. Dude, that's sick. What?
I want another disclaimer that I am not an artist, and this is my unhappy dream.
Let me see. What have we got coming out of here? A blue and yellow with some red, angry-looking eyes on the thing.
Looks like a Nerf gun.
It does look like a Nerf gun. You're right. I gotta say, out of the three, I think this yellow with the black mohawk is. Actually,
Yeah, that one's badass.
I kind of like yours too. The Operation Desert Snack. Pretty cool. But are you guys ready to be blown away?
Yeah, do it.
Let's
ready for
go.
All right, I'm gonna activate this in space. Chat, your life's about to be changed, right?
Oh no, it's not CCPB that has the black and yellow skin, chat. Here comes CCPB skin.
You ready? Oh, I didn't do it. It was too quick.
Oh, it's got the eye. Nice.
It does. It does, in fact, have the googly eye.
Creative use of decals for the win.
I mean, if this isn't a winner, chat. It looks like a little happy fish.
When B showed this to me the other day, I'm like, it looks like one of the creatures from Spore. If anyone remembers that game.
Yeah.
It does look like a creation from Spore. And yes. Let me see. Look at my own ship. A little tadpole. Does look like Spore, right?
It
We
is
looked at
so
some
good.
videos. It's like the cutest little thing. Oh no, I got the other camera. Everything I click kind of tries to scope onto it. But you can tell immediately. You can kind of go for all sorts of vibes. You want to go for your badass Mohawk looking thing, desert snack, Operation Nerf gun, or cute little spore creature. You're gonna have it all. Looks like a little murloc, someone said. Caldari Prime Pony Club takes notes.
Yeah, we've got some competition here now.
Submarine sim confirmed. All right. I think this about is the end of our journey with today's stream. I hope we showed enough. We didn't get through all the ships that we had. I feel like we've covered the Paragon hub and the store and how you're gonna get these things to make the ships. This is all coming on June 11th in the Equinox expansion. Huge thank you for CCP Nikon to come and talk to us. Appreciate your time.
Yeah, no problem.
Is there anything else? I believe we've covered it all. I don't think I forgot anything, did we?
I just want to say there were so many questions I couldn't shout out. I'm sorry, Twitch chat. I know a lot of people had very specific questions about costing. I'll just reiterate what I said before. I think that you'll find that the I think that you'll find. Sorry, I'm laughing at the Fenrir here. I think you'll find that the cost will pretty much be in alignment with what you pay for existing ship type hulls in the game right now. There won't be any ugly surprises, and all of this stuff will be published in the final patch notes, so you know exactly what's going on. I will also reiterate that we're still tweaking some of this stuff. So part of the reason we're not committing firmly to anything right now is because we don't want to say one thing now and have something higher or lower, and then people getting upset about those things when the patch notes come out. But I think everyone's going to be feeling pretty good about this.
I am. 100%. I agree with you.
Your ship is too.
Yes, I can't wait. I can't wait to be seeing what everyone's going to be doing. Hang out with my nerds, go on roams, go yeeting, and see what they bring. It's going to be a blast. Thank you all so much for tuning in. This was the third in focus. If you guys missed the other two, we went over the ships that are coming. We went over the sub changes that are coming and that whole overhaul. You can catch those videos, those blogs, or those live streams as VODs if you just check out the various channels. Next week, we're going to be diving into more Homefront stuff. Can't really talk about it. We'll see next week. We'll explain what that is. And then it'll be like 1 week until the expansion. Thank you all so much for tuning in. And we'll see you tomorrow for a Vanguard stream. That's all from us today. Thank you. And see you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.